My computer is like glitching here. So hopefully I'm on and everybody can see me. Hi everyone. Okay, I think we're back. It was glitching for a moment, kind of thinking. So it is 10 o'clock and we are going to start the video here soon, or start our Facebook Live class, I should say. We're ready to start the video. I hope you all are doing okay out there, staying safe, healthy, and staying active and positive as possible anyway. So we'll just give it a moment here, see if we have anybody join us this morning. I know everybody's sleep schedules are off, and sleeping in has become the new normal. So let's see here. All right. Well, we're just going to go ahead and get started. And as people come on, they can join us and just kind of jump right in. For those of you who are watching this later, go ahead and skip through that part, hopefully. All right. So go ahead, come onto your mat. Come into a nice, comfortable position for you, whatever that means, whether it's child's pose, whether it's kneeling, maybe even lying on your back, whatever that is. Just coming onto your mat, taking a moment here, bringing your awareness, connecting to your breath, connecting to the body, just letting everything else go for the next 65 minutes. So wherever you're at, be comfortable. You can even close your eyes, taking in the nice big deep inhale breath through the nose, filling up the lungs. And as you exhale, starting to soften, starting to relax. And again, just working with the breath. So again, big inhale breath. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, create space, and create awareness throughout the body. Exhale, sigh it out. So stay with that breath here. Again, preparing for your practice. And whatever feelings might come up throughout your practice, just acknowledge them, whether they're good or bad, positive or negative, happy or sad. You know, there's all kinds of things running through our minds and in our bodies right now that, we may try to ignore even. Don't do that. Let those come up, acknowledge them, give them a voice, give them a name, because that is the only way that you can let it go. So 2 more breaths here. Inhale, breath. Exhale. Inhale. Draw it out. Slow exhales. So wherever you're at, find your way onto your hands and knees. And if you want to take any movement here, you may. If you want to stay in child's pose for another few breaths, go for it. But we're not going to stay here very long. We're going to get right into our practice, right into the flows. So we're going to come up into a downward facing dog. And again, if you need a little more time, take your time, but meet us here. As you move into your downward dog, again, pedaling out the legs, so bending one knee, then the other, sending that opposite heel down into the floor. And then bringing yourself back to stillness, pressing both heels down towards the floor, feet are hip width apart. Spread the hands nice and wide here, bringing the heart towards the front of the thighs. Release the head, sending those hips up a little higher as you push the floor away from you. Let it go. Look up in between the hands, and let's go ahead and walk the feet up in between the hands, coming into our ragdoll pose. Forward fold. Bend the knees as much as you need to. You might even take a squat here. I know it's kind of early in the morning, so we're going to let the body warm up. And then coming back into your forward fold, bring the hands, fingertips in line with tops of the toes, or even hands onto the front of the shins. But take your inhale, half lift, to really lengthen out the spine here. And exhale as you fold back down into the legs. Let the head relax, let it go. Once again, inhale, half lift. Good. And exhale and release. Notice with each release how you come a little bit closer to the front of the legs. Let the head relax. And one more time, inhale, half lift. Exhale, let it go. Reverse swan dive. So press the feet down into the floor, arms come overhead, palms come together, and then we bring the hands down to heart center, Samastiti. So create that connection, bring your awareness back down into your feet, making a strong foundation. All four corners of the feet press down into the mat. Think about lifting the kneecaps as you engage your quadriceps. Feel how grounded, how strong and rooted you are in the legs here. Pulling your low belly in. Knit the front of the ribs together. And then roll your shoulders up and back. It's coming into a nice posture. Working on any little cricks in the neck you might have. I have one right there. And let's go right into our sun salutation. So inhale, arms come up. Once again, biceps come back by the ears. Take an exhale, reach it back here. A little baby back bend. Just moving the biceps back by the ears. Open the front body. Inhale, bring it back to center. And as you exhale, fold forward. Hands come onto the front of the shins or onto the floor. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Good. Soften the knees. Take the right leg back for a runner's lunge. You're going to drop the ball of the right foot to the floor and then place the right knee down onto the mat as well, top of the right foot. Take an inhale, bring the biceps up by the ears and hold and breathe. So really reaching energetically out through the fingertips. Take an inhale, lift the chest. And exhale, again, begin taking it back just into a little baby back bend. Even if that means only bringing biceps back by the ears. Stay lifted. Inhale, bring it back to center. Hands come onto the floor, high plank. So set up your high plank here, pushing the floor away from you, doming the upper back as you create that corset effect around the midsection of the body. Heels over the balls of the feet. Stay here for another breath. Engaging through the core, warming up the shoulders. Take an inhale. As you exhale, go ahead, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up, high plank. And exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale, upward facing dog. So holding this up dog for just a moment longer here. Few breaths, opening the front body. Let the knees come down onto the floor if you like. Especially for this first one. It can take put a lot of strain into your low back if you're not quite ready for it. Open up the chest, smiling the collarbones forward. Lift the chin. And when you're ready, roll over the toes, downward facing dog. So again, if you like to walk the legs out, go for it. Relax the head, let it go. Taking just another breath here in our downward facing dog. On your next inhale, lift the right leg back behind you. We're going to step it up in between the hands. Coming to that runner's lunge on the other side. Drop the left knee down to the floor and inhale. Biceps come back by the ears. So again, we're reaching out through the fingertips. Inward rotation of the biceps. So if your pinky fingers, if you were looking at them, they would actually be moving towards one another, turning towards one another. Help you get that inward rotation of the biceps. Take an inhale, lift. And as you exhale, again, take it into that little baby back bend. Nothing too deep here. Don't force anything. Inhale, bring it back to center. And then exhale, hands come down onto the floor. Press the right heel down into the mat as you lift the left leg back behind you. And then just try to float that left leg down by the right. Coming back into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Reverse swan dive, bring it up. So we'll do that all again with the breath. As you exhale, take it into your back bend. Inhale back to center and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Soften the knees. Left leg comes back for that lunge. Once again, drop the knee to the mat, top of the foot to the floor. Inhale, biceps come back by the ears. As you exhale, start to take it back. Again, you don't have to go really deep into this. Stay lifted. Inhale, bring it back to center. And then hands come onto the floor. High plank. On your exhale breath, chaturanga down. Inhale, high plank. Exhale, chaturanga down. Inhale into your upward facing dog. And down dog. Pull the belly in, roll over the toes, send those hips up and back. Good. Take an inhale, lift the left leg back behind you, step the foot in between the hands, coming onto that lunge on the other side. Right knee comes to the floor, top of the foot to the mat. Inhale, biceps up by the ears, and as you exhale, you'll take it back. So just flowing seamlessly into your little back bend here. And then bringing hands back down onto the floor. Press that left heel down into the floor. Bring the weight there as you lift the right leg up behind you. And then just float it right down next to the left. Good. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Reverse swan dive, bring it up. And then bring the hands down to heart center. Great job. Inhale, come right into our chair pose. Hold it here, pull the belly in, not letting the knees go out past the toes. Weight is gonna come into your heels here. Take an inhale, lift the chest, and exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale and release. Soften the knees, and you can jump, step, or walk yourself back and move through your flow. So you come into high plank or chaturanga. You can bring an extra chaturanga into the mix here, and then take it right into your upward facing dog. And then we'll all meet in downward facing dog. Hold and breathe here. Awesome. Take your right leg, lift it back behind you. Three-legged dog. So we're keeping the hips level just for another breath here. Sending that left heel down into the floor to really get that good stretch in the back of the left leg. And then from here, go ahead on your next inhale, lift the right leg a little bit higher, stacking the hips one on top of the other. Check into your shoulders. You want your right shoulder to come in line with the left, staying level here. Bend the right knee and just let that knee open up. Feel the stretch in the front right body. Keep reaching the knee up towards the sky. And then from here, stay here. Or if you want, go ahead, flip your dog. Lift the hips, send them nice and high, reaching that right hand towards the top of the mat. Good, bringing yourselves back around. So we're gonna plant the right hand. We're gonna take the right leg, thread it underneath the left, coming into rock star pose. So you can either hover the leg, or you can even just let the right leg rest on the floor, but lift your hips. Breathe. Press the right hand into the floor to lift out of the right shoulder. And then go ahead, bring it back around. From here, step the right foot underneath your armpit. And we're gonna turn all 10 toes to the right side of your mat. So sorry, my back is gonna be completely towards you here. And then we're gonna go into side plank hip opener. So lift the hips nice and high. Right arm can reach up towards the sky or reach it towards, again, the top of the mat. Keep breathing. Keep lifting the hips up high. And change. So come back around. Come into a downward facing dog here. And let's get ready with the other side. So left leg lifts high, three-legged dog. Keep the hips nice and level. Again, notice your shoulders are level here. Keep them there. As you inhale, start to open up the hips by stacking the left hip over the right. Keep the shoulders level though, so left shoulder stays down in line with the right. And then from here, go ahead and bend the left knee. Keep the left knee reaching up towards the sky. Again, feeling that nice stretch in the front, the left side body. You can either stay here or let's flip the dog. Bring the left leg down to the floor, lift the hips. Left arm reaches. Keep breathing. Keep lifting. And let's bring it back around. So left hand comes onto the floor, coming to rock star. Thread that left leg underneath the right. Hovering the leg, or again, placing that leg onto the floor, but lifting the hips. Reach the right arm up. And then bring it back around. From here, step the left foot underneath your armpit. All 10 toes turn to the side. Side plank hip opener. Hips are going to lift here. Left arm, you can reach it up overhead or towards the top of your mat. Keep lifting the hips. Keep breathing. Getting into that outside of that left hip here. And change. Bring it back around. So from here, you can take it through a flow. Chaturanga, 1 or 2. Upward facing dog. And downward facing dog. At any point in time, if we go through those flows and you just aren't feeling it, just go right back into downward facing dog. You don't have to do the chaturangas or anything like that. And let's do a second set. Right leg lifts up. Go ahead, right away, stacking the hips one on top of the other. Bend the knee. Again, we're going to stay here with level shoulders or flip your dog. Lift your hips, reach that right hand. Send energy out through the fingertips as you lift your hips a little higher. And let's bring it back around. Plant your right hand, take it right into rock star pose. Breathe. Maybe this time you do hover the leg. And then let's bring it back around. Step the right foot just right underneath the armpit. And then side plank hip opener. Turn the toes to the outside of the mat. Inhale as you lift your hips. Reaching the arm either straight towards the sky or overhead. And release. Downward facing dog. Walk the legs out if you like. Level it off. Last side. Left leg lifts up here. Go ahead. Stack the hips one on top of the other. Again, staying here with level shoulders and that knee bent, or flip it over. Hips are going to lift. Reach. Breathe. Let's bring it back around. Plant the left hand, rock star pose. Thread that left leg under. Hips are gonna lift once again. Working those left obliques as you lift the hips, squeeze the side waist. And let's bring it back around. Step the left foot underneath your armpit, side plank hip opener. Turn to the side, and hips are gonna lift. Reaching that arm wherever you like, either towards the ceiling or overhead. Remember to breathe here. Don't hold your breath. And change. So we come back around. For those of you wanting to take that flow, let's go for it. Chaturanga, up dog, and down dog. Awesome. All right, look up in between your hands. Jump, step, or walk yourselves up. Coming into your forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Hold it here. Bring the shoulders away from the ears. And as you exhale, let it go. Reverse swan dive. Bring yourselves all the way up to the top. Palms come together overhead. And hands to your heart. Samastiti. All right. So we just jumped right into it this morning, got right into our flow, built up a little body heat, got ourselves moving. Go ahead, grab a little sip of water if you like here. Now I'm going to. And then if you have a block handy and you like to use that for extended triangle or half moon, go ahead and grab it, place it at the top of your mat, and then we'll get to it in just a little bit. So coming to the top of your mat, standing heels and toes together here. Take an inhale, half arms above the head. We're going to step out nice and wide, coming into warrior two. So step nice and wide, ankles underneath the wrist. Take the right toes, turn them towards the top of your mat, and let's begin. Warrior two. So bending your right knee, getting the knee over the ankle here. And try not to let the arms go forward or the shoulders go forward. We want to keep the shoulders stacked over the hips here. So think about pulling the left fingertips towards the back of your mat. Breathe. Pull the belly in. Engaging the inner thighs here. We're going to take it right into extended triangle. So we're going to straighten that front leg, pigeon toe the left foot in, reach towards the front of your mat, go as far as your right hamstring is going to let you go, and then grabbing onto your block or your shin, or even placing the hand onto the floor. Take it right into extended triangle. So we want to keep a nice long spine on both sides. Nice long waist on both sides of the waist. Spine is long, it's not curving down. Getting into that right hamstring. Right hip comes forward and left hip comes back here. Start to open up the hips. Getting into, again, the right hamstring, getting ready for what's to come. And let's bring ourselves back to warrior two. So bend to the right knee. You might even pigeon toe that left foot in just a little bit more. And then we're going to turn to the front of our mat, right into crescent. So come up onto the ball of the left foot. Right knee stays bent. We're going to bring the hands to heart center. So we're going to take this into warrior three and then right into half moon pose. So you know where your block is if you need it. So let's go ahead. Press that right foot down into the floor. Back leg is super strong here as we come into warrior three. From here, go ahead. Again, if you have your block, place it out in front of you. Start to open up the hips. Flex the left foot. So keep that left leg engaged and flexed. Open the hips, stacking one on top of the other. I have to focus here and talk. It's really hard to do. And then eventually that left arm is going to come up. So hold here, breathe. If you fall out of it like I did already, just go ahead, pick it back up. If you want to take a little further and you want to open up even more and go into sugar cane, bend to the left knee. Kick that leg back into your hand. And then the goal to come out of sugar cane here is never to like just slingshot the leg loose. You want to release the grip, take it right back into half moon, and let's go right back into warrior three, hands to heart center. Take it right back into crescent lunge. Good. And from here, right back into warrior two. From warrior two, we're going to straighten the front leg. Take it into stargazer. So left hand to the left thigh, right palm reaches up as we come up and over. Again, we're staying lifted here though, so don't collapse into that left hand. Keep the chest lifted, rotating open towards the sky. Good. And release. Bring the arms back down, take it right into extended side angle. So the legs come into warrior two, forearm to the knee, left arm up and over. So make sure that you have some weight in the outside edge of your left foot, the back foot. From here, again, I'm going to keep my forearm on my knee. You can take it further by placing your hand onto the floor, onto your block, but try not to collapse forward. If you have to collapse forward to get your hand onto the floor, then just go ahead, stay here with me. Reaching out through the fingertips. And as we change, we're going to go right into our lunge. So bring the left hand down onto the floor, come up onto the ball of the left foot, and we're going to take it into a little twist. So right arm reaches up. Again, just a simple little twist here. Don't have to go too deep. The right arm can be just reaching right out to the side because you're just not ready to twist that far yet. Play around with it. Honor wherever you're at. And change. So bring the right hand down to the floor, and we're just going to grab your block, bring it with you, but go ahead, come to the center here. So both toes, sets of toes facing the side of the mat, separate leg stretch position, and then just go ahead and relax. Release your neck, let your shoulders relax. From here, take your left hand, place it onto your low back. Right hand is going to take the left ankle, and we're going to bring our chin to the shin. So just think about bringing chin towards the shin or forehead towards the shin. Send the right elbow, reach it down towards the floor and even out away from you. Feeling that stretch in the right side body. And change. So bring the arms back to center, level everything back out. Left hand takes the outside of the right ankle. Your right hand, you can place it onto your low back. And then again, chin to shin. Weight is coming forward into your feet here. Breathe. And release. So go ahead, come up onto the hands. Walk the hands, again, bring your block with you. It's always helpful if you have two blocks, one for each side of the mat. And then setting up for warrior two. So turn the left toes to the back of the mat, and then windmill the arms back up. Make any adjustments that you need to here to set up your warrior two. Once again, ankle always over, or knee always over the ankle. Outside edges of the feet press down into the floor, stacking the shoulders one on top of the other. Good. Breathe here. So we have the inner thighs engaging the muscles, pulling to the bones all throughout the body. And then we get ready for extended triangle. So straighten the right or left leg, pigeon toe the right foot in, reach towards the back of the mat. Go as far as you can go with that left hamstring, and then change the arms here for extended triangle. So left hip is coming forward, right hip back. Keep that breath moving. Soften your eye gaze here. And let's bring it back to warrior two. Pigeon toe that right foot in, get ready, crescent lunge, turn to the back of the mat. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Hands come to heart center as we prepare for warrior three. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, come onto the left leg, warrior three. And as you're ready, taking it into half moon. So again, if you need to move your block, go for it. Again, the really important part here, one way to stay balanced is to keep that back leg engaged. So flex the right foot, open up the hips. We stack them one on top of the other. Right arm comes up. And again, if we're taking it a little bit further here, we're going to open up a little bit more. Bend the right knee, take it right into sugar cane. Kick the foot back into your hand. Breathe. As we release out of sugar cane, again, don't slingshot the leg. Relax the grip. Straighten the leg back out. Go ahead and level off the hips. Bring the hands back to heart center. Take it right back into crescent lunge. And then right back into warrior two. Straighten the front leg. Stargazer pose. So open up here. Hopefully that feels really good for you. Stay lifted. Breathe. Bring it back to warrior two. Extended side angle. Again, placing the left hand, left forearm on the knee, or go ahead, place the hand on the mat. Your choice. But again, press the outside edge of the right foot down into the floor. Reach out through the right fingertips. And change. Coming into that front lunge. So right hand comes onto the floor. And then we go ahead, little twist here. Left arm up. Again, no need to take it super deep. Just creating that twist here, whatever that means for you. Wring everything out. And then go ahead, drop the left hand onto the floor. We come back around through center. Arms come out to the sides. Bring yourselves up. Step the left foot to meet the right. Arms to your sides. Awesome. Great job. All right, we're going to do that flow one more time, but this time we're going to move a little bit faster. So once again, grab your block, take it to the top of your mat. Standing at the top of the mat. Have fun with this. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, step it out. Set up warrior two. We won't hold these long. So warrior two. Get right into it. Take an inhale, straighten the leg. As you exhale, reach. And then change the arms. Triangle. Once again, bring it back to warrior two. Right into crescent lunge. Come onto the ball of the left foot. Bring the hands to heart center as we prepare for warrior three. Pick up that back leg. And then whenever you're ready, take it into your half moon. So flex the left toes, point or point them, whichever. Stacking the hips one on top of the other. You might find, this side is always better, or maybe this side's always worse. This is not my good side. A lot more challenging. Take into sugar cane if you're going there. Never take yourself too seriously in your postures. Bring your hands back to heart center. Transition out. There we go. Falling right there. Take it right into warrior three. And then open up once again. Warrior two. Straighten the leg and stargazer. Just feel that opening here. Breathe. Back to warrior two, or transition through warrior two right into extended side angle. So in this second set of extended side angle, if you want to go ahead, take it into a little bind, placing the hand onto the floor, wrapping your back arm back behind you, and either grabbing onto, see my hand there, onto the front of the thigh, to your waistband, or if you want to get the arm underneath, go there. But again, no collapsing forward. I want you to stay lifted. Get those left ribs to stay open towards the sky. In fact, I'm not really quite ready for that myself, so I'm just going to stay right here. Then bring it back to extended side angle. Drop the left hand onto the floor. Get ready for that lunge twist. Come up onto the ball of the left foot and twist. And change. Bring it back around. Walk the hands to the center. Turn the toes to the side of your mat. And then once again, right hand takes onto the outside of the left ankle, chin to shin, as you bring the left hand onto the low back. Breathe here. Feel that opening in the right side body. And change. Bring the hands back to center. Level yourself out. Left hand takes the right ankle. Right hand comes onto the low back. Chin to shin. And change. Once again, bring the hands back to the center. Walk them to the back of your mat. Turn the left toes to the back, set up for warrior two. Let's go right into it. So windmill the arms up, warrior two. Good. And then let's straighten that left leg, bring it into extended triangle. So reach, 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 reach. Dropping the hand. Right arm comes up. Breathe here. Bring it back to warrior two. Again, head and toe that right foot in. Get ready for crescent lunge. Turn to the back of the mat. Come onto the ball of the right foot. Hands come to heart center. Warrior three. Pick up your back leg here. Good. And let's get ready for half moon. Go where you're going with it. Flex your right foot. Engage your right leg. Keep it strong. If you're going into Sugar King, go for it. Breathe. And again, if you fall out of it, just pick it right back up. Keep trying. Bring it back to warrior three. Drop the right foot back. Crescent lunge. We're going to come into transition through warrior two, come into stargazer. So straighten the left leg. Go ahead, bring it up and over that left arm. And again, back to warrior two as you move into extended side angle. So whatever you did on that other side, do it on this side. If you're going to go into your bind, half bind, wherever you're at, go for it. Again, keep your right shoulder open, right ribs open towards the sky here. Breathe. Soften your eye gaze. Bring the right arm back overhead for extended side angle. Bring it back, right hand comes onto the floor, back into your lunge with a twist. Begin. And change. So once again, walk the hands back to center, toes point to the sides of the mat. Bring yourselves up. Step the right foot to left. Arms down to your sides. Awesome. Great job. Okay, let's take a moment here. Grab a little sip of water if you like. I know all this talking and practicing makes my mouth super dry, so. Hope everybody's doing okay out there. All right, come back to your Tadasana. We're gonna move through just a few standing postures here. We're gonna go right into eagle, extended hand to big toe, right into tree pose. So, eagle pose, standing in Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, right arm comes underneath the left. Squeezing those elbows into your chest, chest into your elbows. If you like your step forward on the left foot, go for it. Otherwise, you're just gonna squat here and then bring your right leg up and over. So wrapping the legs around one another, crossing as high up on the thighs as you can possibly get. Pull your belly in here. Good, set those hips down. Allow the weight to come into your standing heel and lift your chest. And change. Inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, left arm underneath the right. Intertwine your forearms. Get your thumbs back to the center of your face. Maybe not today, but eventually. Press your elbows down into your chest and then the chest up into your elbows. Step forward on your right foot or squat where you're at. And then we're going to bring the left leg up and over, crossing as high up on the thighs again as possible. Keep the breath moving. Keep squeezing the legs together, creating that tourniquet effect in the lower half of the body here. So we're cutting off the blood flow, the oxygen, kind of wringing everything out. Again, weight comes into your standing heel. Allow your hips to soften. Sit a little deeper. Oops, but lift the chest. Stay there. And change. Inhale, arms come up overhead. And exhale, arms down to your sides. Okay, just one set of eagle today. Just getting that wrap. All right, so standing hand or extended hand to big toe. We're gonna shift our weight over to the left foot. Standing nice and tall in that left leg, so no collapsing down through the hip. Press your left foot into the floor, lift tall out of that hip, and then bring your right leg up. Left hand stays on your hip. Peace fingers grab onto your big toe. The goal from here is just to get your shoulders stacked back over the hips. That might be your entire pose for today. That's totally fine. Just stay here. This alone, just working on balance and holding that leg up, shoulders over hips, that's a lot of work, right? So if that's where you're at, awesome. If you're ready to take it further, we're gonna kick the leg out, and that leg can stay nice and high here because if shoulders stay stacked over the hips. And then eventually we start to open up. Again, press the left foot down into the floor. So you really gotta lift out of that left hip to stay balanced. And then left arm comes out. Lift a little higher if you can. And eventually eye gaze goes over to the side. And then we bring it back to center. Left arm over. And actually we're just gonna go right into tree pose here. So from here, go ahead, bring your foot in, grab it with the other foot, grab underneath it. So we're turning the sole of the foot up towards the sky, just like we would in a Hot 26 or a Yoga 101 class. And then just let the knee fall where it will. So some days if you're super tight, you know, that knee might stay right there. That's okay. Gravity is gonna do the work. You do not need to muscle your way into any posture ever. So we've got to always give our bodies time to open up on their own, letting the muscles and the nerves all catch up with what the brain is trying to tell it to do. The best way to do that is just to be patient, focus on your breath, breathe deeply, relax. grow tall. Soften your eyes. Relax through the shoulders. And change. Go ahead, bring weight back into both feet. Even like pick both legs up. Really even yourselves out here. And we're gonna go onto the other side. So extended hand to big toe. Shifting the weight into the right leg. Go ahead and pick up the left. Again, your peace fingers. Grab onto your toe, big toe. And then from here, if you're here and you cannot get the shoulders stacked over hips, one way to modify is to grab onto your knee. But really try to get that knee up. Otherwise, again, grab onto your toe. If you're taking it out, kick it out. And then again, when you're ready, start to open it up. So lift out of that right hip. Stand tall. Right arm out, again, to help balance. And again, you might find one side is much more open and easier and stronger than the other. Perfectly normal. We always try to give each side equal time here so that we can create some equanimity in the body. Bring it back around. Go ahead, bring the knee in, careful, grab onto the foot. Turn the sole of the foot up towards the sky. Going right into your tree pose. And again, wherever that knee falls, just let it. Eventually, as you start to breathe, as the body, again, as everything catches up, it's like, oh, okay, we're trying to stretch it here. We're not trying to hurt ourselves. We're trying to stretch. So it tells the body to just relax here and let it open up. Again, focus on the breath. Relax through the eyes. Soften your shoulders. Stand tall and lifted, but relaxed and calm. And change. Once again, bring weight back into the feet. Creating that equanimity in both sides of the body here. Let it go. Take a nice big inhale breath. Exhale. So go ahead, separate your feet. If you're facing me on the mat, you might just straddle your mat. Otherwise, if you're like me, I'm kind of sideways here. Just go ahead, separate the feet, turn the toes out to about 45 degrees. So we're gonna go right into horse stance. So we bend the knees, bringing the knees over the ankles. And you can keep your hands here on the hips, right in the hip creases. Or what I would recommend is bringing the hands to the knees. So from here, again, we don't want to round the spine. We're not rounding here. We're lifting, standing tall in horse stance, just opening up the hips here. So you can even go side to side a little bit and just feel that opening in the inner thighs. And then even taking a nice little stretch. So bring that right shoulder forward. Press the right knee away from you. And then bring it back around. Let's do the other side. Bring the left shoulder forward. Press the knee away from you. Feels so good. Go ahead, bring it back. And then from here, bring a little more power into it. So you can stay here. Make this as powerful as you like. You can keep the hands in the inner thighs. You can bring the arms up into goddess. And then sit down just a little bit deeper. You can even raise the right heel up. Lift the left heel. Breathe. And change. So bring the hands to heart center. We straighten the legs. Whew, goodness. Heel toe the feet in. You guys know where we're going. We're going right into yogi squat. So keep the heels on the floor. So if that means, you need to separate the feet a little bit wider, bring them a little closer, you never really quite know until you're down there. So make whatever adjustments that you need to make. Press the elbows into your knees, hands come back to heart center, and you want to reach your chest, reach your breastbone towards your thumbs here. Shoulders come down away from the ears. So getting even more open into the hips, into the thighs. Even stretching out and getting more flexibility in our ankles and the bottoms of our feet. Keeping a tall spine and just relax here. You can even close your eyes. Feeling how powerful you are just right here in this moment. Grounded and open. And as you are ready, slowly start to transition here. We're bringing the knees back together and then turning around onto your backs for your first Shavasana. Taking your time, lying back, just let everything open up here. Let it go. We are going to go into some back bending on our floor series. So I don't know about you all, but I spend a lot of time in the evenings laying on my couch watching Netflix. So something that, one of those things that I had never been able to do, as I'm sure many of you are that way. But my neck and my shoulders, and my back, it's killing it. So let's go ahead and counteract that a little bit. So go ahead, arms overhead, roll yourselves up. Come onto your bellies. Cobra series. So bring the heels and toes together. Tops of the toes, tops of the feet, and all 10 of your toes pressing down into the floor. Hands are going to come underneath you. So those thumbs are right underneath, the tops of the fingers are right in line with tops of the shoulders here. Take your breath and lift. So no weight in the hands here. The hands stay on the floor, but just to connect you to the earth here, not to actually help you lift. That's the job of the low back here. And change. Left ear to the mat, arms to your sides. So it's very, very hard to talk and do Cobra at the same time. So second set, I'm just gonna sit here and I'll walk you all through it. So once again, set it up. Heels and toes come together, creating one strong straight leg here. Tops of the feet pressing down into the floor. I want you to feel all 10 of your toenails press down into the mat. We need to make the lower half of the body strong and heavy so that we can lift the top half. So take your breath and lift. Lift the shoulders, lift the chest. Feel all 10 toes pressing down into the floor. Again, creating that contraction and lift through the low back. Awesome. And change. All right. Right ear to the mat, arms to your sides. So I can't physically see you all here with this Facebook Live, but I know that that was beautiful and felt strong in your bodies. I cannot wait to get back into the yoga room. I don't know about y'all. All right, let's go right into full locust. So arms come out to your sides like airplane wings. Once again, heels and toes, we're gonna bring them together here. We're not gonna keep those legs apart. We're gonna bring them together, create a lot of space in the low back here. Take your breath and lift. Lift your chest, lift the legs, hands, head, feet, all the same height one day. Keep breathing. As you exhale, lift a little bit higher. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Good. And slowly bring yourselves back down. All right, right ear to or left ear, to your mat. Arms down to your sides. So as I'm talking through this, I'm going to come a little bit closer. I want to see who's joining us this morning. Hello, Elizabeth, Seth, hey, Bonnie and Ed and Gail. Oh, awesome. All right, second set, full locus. Take whatever variation that you would like. If you want arms out to your sides, great. If you want arms overhead, or if you want hands interlaced back behind you to really open up the chest this morning, go ahead, set it up. Take your breath and lift. Lift the feet, lift the chest. Take your eye gaze up towards the sky. Feel the opening in the throat and the front body. Feel that contraction, that strength in your back here. Lift a little higher and release. Right ear to the mat, arms to your sides. All right, let's set up, floor bow. So bend the knees. Grab onto the tops of the feet. Good. Bring the knees back together, hip width. Take your breath and kick. Kick your feet up into your hands here, peeling the front of your thighs up off the floor here so that you can come to rest on your low belly. It may feel a little confrontational. It may feel like it may never even happen, but it will. Keep kicking, keep rolling forward. Eye gaze goes up once again. And slowly release. Bring yourselves back down. Release the legs. Left ear to the mat, arms to your sides. Second set, floor bow. And again, if you want to take another variation of floor bow, feel free. You can always do the one where you grab onto the ankles, flex the feet, and then the front of the thighs actually stay on the floor as you kick the shins back. Otherwise, if you're not familiar with it, let's go right back into our traditional floor bow. Bring the knees back hip width. Take your breath. And lift, kick. Peel the front of the thighs up off the floor. Feel yourself roll forward onto your low belly, creating that teardrop shape with the body. Keep breathing. Go to one more place, whatever that means for you. Kick it up. And change. Left ear to the mat, arms down to your sides. Turn around, Shavasana. Turn around, Shavasana. All right, arms overhead, roll yourselves up. Double exhale over the toes. Let's go into half tortoise. So come into kneeling here. Inhale, arms come overhead, palms come together. Squeeze the inner thighs together as you slowly start to bring yourselves down here. See if you can get your forehead to touch the floor first. Keep the biceps up by the ears. And then bring the pinky fingers to the mat. So with every inhale breath, think about growing longer. Think about creating space throughout the body as you lengthen out through the spine. With every exhale, you press the hips back down onto the heels, creating some compression in the lower half of the body and the abdominals. Inhale. Exhale. On your next inhale, lift the palms off the floor. Bring yourselves all the way up. And then arms come down by your sides. Turn around, Shavasana. Arms overhead, roll yourselves up. Let's get ready for camel. So in camel, come onto your knees. You can curl the toes under here if you like, just to elevate your heels a little bit. I always like to do this, especially in the first set. Hands are gonna come onto your low back. Squeeze your elbows towards one another, open up the chest. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, go ahead, start to take it back. Placing one hand and maybe the other on your heels. As you inhale, we're lifting the chest towards the sky. So lift your breastbone towards the ceiling. As you exhale, press your hips forward. Let your head fall back. Stay lifted. And change. Bring yourselves back up. Set your hips onto your heels and then turn around, Shavasana. Arms overhead, roll yourselves up. Second set, camel. Camel's definitely one of those postures I feel if you're gonna do one, you always have to do two. Second set always feels better, it feels more open. Again, curl the toes under or place the tops of the feet onto the floor, hands to your low back. Take your breath and begin. Placing the hands on the heels. Keep the chest lifting with every inhale breath. Again, pretend that we have that suitcase handle on your breastbone. We're pulling it up with every inhale. As you exhale, we press the hips forward, getting them stacked over the knees one day. Feels good for you. Let your head fall back. Open the throat. And release. Set the hips once again onto your heels. Turn around, Shavasana. So go ahead, bend the knees here. Bring the soles of the feet to the floor and just windshield wiper the legs back and forth. Release the back here. If it feels good for you, you want a little bit more, you can even bring the knees into the chest. Roll the knees around in a circle. Massaging the low back. Change directions. And then place the feet back down onto the floor. Extend the legs out. We're going to go into fish. So lift your bottom, place your palms down to the floor. Palms on the floor, thumbs touching. From here, straighten the legs once again. Bring the elbows underneath the body so the chest stays lifted. And then just bring the top of the head to the mat. So let your head fall back. So heart is above the head here, propped up on your elbows. Your legs are straight and engaged, but not super strong or anything like that. But if you want to engage them, if you want a little more work here, you can lift the legs to about a 45-degree angle. But otherwise, just enjoy this heart opener. You can even close your eyes. As you inhale, let your chest expand, let your heart open. As you exhale, your shoulders relax. Feel your throat start to open up. When you're ready, Slowly bring yourselves out of this posture. Again, if it feels good to you, you can bring the knees into the belly. And then from here, we'll go into reclined spine twist. So either I'm going to talk about extended right leg, left leg is bent, left foot to the inside of the right knee. But pick your hips up, move them a couple inches over to the left, and then go into your twist. So left shoulder stays on the floor here. Take it into that twist. The left knee can stay bent, or you can straighten your leg, your choice. As you start to straighten your leg, think about sending your left hip down and towards your right foot. See if you can create a little more length in the left side waist here. As you deepen your twist a little. Just a little self-adjustment. And change. Bring yourselves back around. Realign everything. So get the shoulders back underneath, our hips underneath the shoulders. And let's do the other side. So start by picking up your hips, move them over to the right, just a couple inches. Extend the left leg down. Right knee stays bent as you take it into your twist. Right shoulder stays on the floor. And then again, I like to straighten my right leg. Think about sending the top of my right hip down towards my left foot. Again, for me, that's just a little, a little adjustment in the body to create a little more length. I think it feels really good. Sometimes, it's not always the easiest to do, and sometimes we get so caught up, or I do, caught up in how can I create more length or whatever? How can I give myself a little self-adjustment as opposed to just be in the posture. Don't have to think too hard. Let's bring it back around. Once again, realign yourself. Straighten the legs onto the floor. Coming into your final Shavasana. So close your eyes. And just let your body rest here for a moment. Maybe focusing on your deep breathing just for another 3 or 4 breaths. Just to take a little inventory here. Letting go of any leftover tension, any negativity, anything that you feel you've left unresolved. Breathe that energy in and let those things go. Please stay here and rest for at least a couple more moments. Give your body time to process. Give your mind just a break before you go and tackle the rest of your day. Thank you for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of your Saturday. Namaste.